What's going on? We're back. Found my Dremel. Talking to my buddy. And I took down this. This was the guide that was supposed to be here. It's made of aluminum. And I curved off every edge of this because the cam chain is going to sit on this a little bit, but it's going to be above it. So it's just I don't even know why it's here. I think it's just something for assembly purposes to keep everything in place, which means it'll be fine. But it's all rounded off, so nothing sharp can catch the cam chain ever. We're going to see how it works. I mean, it's the only thing we can do besides weld and subtract material from that. So we're good to go. The other thing we have to do is we have to tighten up these bolts on the coolant. Nope. What the hell is this thing called? The drive shaft cover bolt, 16 there, at 18 foot-pounds. And because we learned last time that all my torque wrenches are correct, what I'm thinking is happening is as I'm tightening this, it's seating itself in there a little further every time. And it's causing it to, like, what I think is tighten, but not really tighten. So we're going to grab a couple wrenches here. Oof. Maybe we can grab something. Man. What are these, 10 mils? Probably less. 10 mil, look at that. We'll see if we can get a 10 mil in there. Turn this down. It's probably killing the audio in here. And we will take this and we'll see what we can get in there. 18. Use the torque wrench here. Oops, 18, not 20. See if we can even get in here. Oh, that one's very tight. That one's tight. I guess maybe I already did this and I just don't remember. Okay, I'm gonna assume I did that already. And then the drain plug, coolant drain bolt cylinder. Oh, hold on, let's check that one out. Nope, that's that one. It doesn't have a torque on it. On the drain bolt. Oh, that's on. What's this for? I gotta figure out what this is for. There's a bolt hole in there. We have to figure out what that's for. As I do not see a bolt on our diagram here. Oh, I know. Okay. So, while playing around, I found this guy, and I have to remember where this goes now because I've forgotten. I thought it was here, but that's a slide for it. But I found that, and I think it was in the shift mechanism. I already have the new one in, if I'm not mistaken. Hope so. We're gonna double check that though. The only thing is on the crank. No, drive shaft cover bolts. Let's try to search that. Drive shaft cover. Interesting. Not really sure what the hole in it's for right now. But I'm assuming we can't keep that open. So let's go look at the other one I have over here. And is there a bolt in it? Of course there isn't. Why would there ever be a bolt in something I need? But nothing comes out of it. Oh, there's no way that's that simple. Yeah, I put my mouth on it. Try to get for. I'm wondering if it is a clamp system later to hold a hose or something. And it's really just there to support something else. Cool. All right. So now that I've got this cleaned up, I got a few little tiny pieces of metal still around here. We're going to flush this whole engine, so I'm not super worried because it's very powdery metal. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Just kidding. We're going to get an air compressor. We're going to blow this thing out. I should call about my air compressor too, see what that is. But as I don't know where it is right now in the repair process of it, I'm going to use the next best thing I can find. If I can find it. It's outside, blasted it with a little bit of brake cleaner, because I don't have an air compressor. Get some of the extra metal flakes off. Now we're going to go back to the repair manual here and do our final thing. Install the following ports on the upper crank. Output shaft, check. Crankshaft, check. Pistons and connecting rods, check. Camshaft, check. And dowel pins, check. Install the following ports on the lower drive shaft, which is A, drive shaft. B, shift drum forks, check. And shift rods, check. Before fitting lowercase, check the following. Before fitting, check the following. Check the drum shift transmission gears are in neutral. We're in neutral. I don't know how to check. Oh wait, no, over here, right there. Yep, we're in neutral. Okay, so we're in neutral. Everything's together. Okay, the next step. Apply liquid gasket to the mating surface of the lower. That's the lower. Especially apply gasket to fill upon grooves B. Do not fill gasket inside groove C. Okay, so we got B's and C's. Do not fill in here, 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 these deep grooves that cut these four. Really? And if looking at this, don't fill here. Or here. Okay. So I guess what we should do is figure out where my liquid gasket is. There's the cap for it. There's the rest of it. I'm going to be using a liquid silicone gasket. Okay. Got this up at my boys at Hebler's too. I said this is what I needed. I said better be, or I'll kick your butts. No, just kidding. No, this is good. Okay. So apply, apply, apply. Oh, this is, they say use black, I'm using white, whatever. And you fill up the grooves B. All through there. Okay, so starting here. Double check this. We need to take it off of there. Okay, that's why we check these things. Make sure we're full in there. Got it. Go to the edge. And where do we pick it up? There. And up here. Okay, let's double check it. We have a little time to work with this stuff, but not a whole lot. Across, across, down, across, down, across. Okay, so I just want to get a little closer to this here. And whether I've added too much or not a lot, we will be able to tell. I'm probably way going to be shooting out the side of this thing, which is going to be okay, I promise. Okay, now we have to make sure we have some lube. We're going to drop. What was that? Weird. Drop a little bit of lube on each of the dowels here. Every time I hit this with my thumbnail, I get just a little bit more gasket off. It bothers me. A little lube on the dowel here just to help it go in. This is assembly lube. I don't know if that's good for on where the gasket's supposed to go, but there. And then the other one is missing. There. And shouldn't there be one there? Missing. There. There. And let's flip this guy over, see if there's one on this one. Okay, I've got front, back, front, back. Okay. I do not have... Okay, I've got that one, and I've got that one up there. I do not have one on that side. I do have one on the lower casing on that side. So this guy needs to come with me if I can get it out. And I need to put it, unless we were to have it, right there. Right there. Just looks like an oil passage. Why would I want it there? Because I'm on the wrong side of the engine. Right there. Rotated. Whew, almost missed one, guys. Almost missed one. Pair of pliers. Try to wiggle this guy out of here. These aren't good pliers for this, apparently. Perfect. 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 Now, so you may already notice where I messed up on this. And we're going to do that quick too. Okay, that'll work just fine in there. I don't have the other journals in here. Right, journals? Is that what they're called? These guys. And that's my fault. Okay, everything is set now. I just gotta drop this on that. It's not hard at all. And then bolt it together. So let's take this over. Step over everything, because why make a clear path for myself? And let's do two things. One, take some assembly oil, drop it on the crank. There, there. Everywhere I'm about to meet up the two moving parts. There, 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 and there. Drops oil. We'll do the same thing on here. Just to keep it all lubricated. And then we have to remove the cam chain from its position and put it here so that it falls in there. Perfect. And now flip and install. How hard can this be? Try not to touch any of the silicone or whatever gasket material. I already got some on me from before and I touched that all up. Now here's where I got stuck before with this, is trying transmission to align properly. Touched it again. Don't do that. It was kind of a pain. I did my temp set before. That almost just sucked. Okay, that looks aligned. That looks aligned. Holy hell, it's going in. Okay, we're aligned. We're aligned. We're aligned. We're aligned. We're actually in over here. We're in over there. We're in over there. Okay, so it's together. Kind of. We are going to go in one of these drawers, and then we're going to stop and clean up after myself after we put some bolts in. Oh man, she's made it back together. Woo! Okay. Sorry, I got it upside there, folks. Now we have bolts here that we have to put in. 10 of them to be exact. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And those are over here. These are these guys that we have to torque to a specific thing and all that, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to put these in. We're going to torque it down. Oh, well, we're going to tighten down to start with. Just basically hand tight everything so it doesn't come apart. Then we'll torque it down because we want to make sure that that gasket really seals in there. But I know that I have to go back to the manual here and probably read something on torque specs for all of this, because 910. Oh, those are not the right bolts for this. Nah, they're over there. Okay. I have to read up torque specs on this because it probably says do it to like in increments. It's probably like torque it to 30, then 40, then 50, then 60 or something like that. It's got to be a set like that. There's no way they're going to be like, yeah, just send her. It'll be fine. Let's see how many of these I have. These are from the previous case here. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. We got 8 of those, and now there's another one. And that's got to go back on somewhere too. But all this is after the engine's together. Okay, so I'm missing 2 bolts from the new set of engine for this, or the, yeah, I guess the new engine. Because those are not the 4 I'm missing. Let's see if these fit. We'll double check that they sit at the same height. We'll double check these are all the same bolts, but these I know 100% for a fact that these came out of the engine. I got 9 here. Huh, interesting. Should have 10. I have 9 of the old bolts. Huh. Okay, let me double check these are the right bolts for this. Wipe these down just a touch, and then we'll make sure we get the torque spec, and we get it set to the right torquing sequence, and we'll come back quickly. All right, I've confirmed 100% that I have the right bolts here. Now, I have to torque these down to 29 foot-pounds, and there's no sequencing like I thought there would be for this. Thought there'd be like torque, you know, whatever. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna twist all the bolts in a ways. Do this by hand. I don't know why I'm doing this with the wrench right now. We're just hand tight all the way around, doing the same sequence, but we're just gonna get them all hand tight. Then we're gonna give them a slight tightening with the socket to make sure they're seated right, and then we'll start torquing. Just guarantees I don't cross thread, guarantees I don't skip something. Oh, that's where that goes. Okay. Starting to look like an engine again. I gotta then go back and read up and make sure I got everything in the right sequence here. Like make sure I know what the next steps are. I feel like I do more research than I do actual work on this thing, which is fine because I'd rather get it done right. Things are neat. And this is right there. It's already in there. So it's neat. This is all stuff that's from the old engine. Now on the top side there should also be some bolts. So, but we're just gonna get these bottom ones in to start with. Then I have to find all the small bolts that go around the outside, around the outside, which are over there somewhere. I know for sure. I should know where the these might be some of them actually. Okay, so now they're all hand tight and just wrench tight is what I'll call it. I mean, they're still loose as hell. They're not even close to being tight. So we'll take our torque wrench here, 29 it, get those torqued down. Still checking the bolts. Okay. Oh, B, those are the other ones that are A's, B's. That's the top end. Okay, tighten the lower crankcase bolts following steps. Follow the sequence numbers, 10s, then the 7s, which are A's and B's, and then the C's. Okay, so these ones first, 29 foot-pounds, then some other bolts, then some other bolts, then some other bolts. Okay. One is here. I'm using these little shims here just to prop the engine up so it doesn't lean as much. They're not doing much besides just making sure it doesn't rock back and forth a little bit. Not like I'm using them for pressure or anything. Four, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so these are all the bolts I'm going to need for this next step. Almost all of these, probably. And there's also something like this floating around I need to find for this too. This one, there it is, pretty sure. It's the one that goes over here. Gonna double check that. But then these are all the bolts that need to go in here. So, first thing we're gonna do before we put any of these in the bike, or this, is we're gonna double check to make sure this is right. We're gonna assume these are all the right things. Man, phone's blowing up the Thunderstorms, nice. So we'll take this whole handful of stuff, throw it in our cleaning solution over here. Beautiful. I have to plug this thing back in because I had to unplug it. Right here. Guess we don't need this one. Sticking my hands in water. Electrical, nice. We're just gonna set this just to get any built up crap off of there. And then we're going to take the, where was it? Yeah, did that, okay. It's weird how this doesn't go completely in order, but also it does if you're taking it apart. Clamp C. Looks like it goes over one. Oh, where'd the clamp go? Did I throw that in there too? Soul check. They did. Soul check this thing. Wipe you down. You can go back for a bath later. Looks like this is going to go here. It's all said and done. Now, while those are bathing in there, we're going to wipe down any access from the outside of the engine. This will just keep it looking cleaner. And we'll keep from anything burning or touching it or getting on me later. The problem I'm going to have is I use probably way too much. I'm going to go through rags like it's my job. Okay, I got nervous for nothing on this cam chain. It's way over here, so there's nowhere it's going to be close to that. I think that's literally in there just so it doesn't slip off the bottom while you're tightening stuff or working on it. So we're going to have to be careful of that, but we don't have to put that cover on for a long time. So we should be okay. Got the engine back over on the bench. I have found the 2 bolts that we need for inside the engine. The other next 2, which are here and there. 10 millimeter, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. They had distance, or they had lengths written out there too, which was neat. On the here's this one. In the manual, it told you how long these bolts were, so that was cool. It's catching just a bit. Like pain in the butt to get through to tighten this down. So it's gonna get it tightish. There you go, tightish. Make it down at this one. And if this is coolant, I think this is the oil pump over here that's going to connect in. And I think those two have a shaft that connect together and spin together, which I thought was neat. I don't remember how they actually spin though. Couldn't tell you that one yet. I haven't figured that out, but we'll get there when we get there. We're going to learn together. Okay. Fingerish tight, fingerish tight. Now we need to torque those down to 15 foot-pounds. Back this guy off. Oh, I didn't zero this out 5 seconds ago. Well, we'll be close. 10, 15, check. Lock, on, go. This will probably spin a bunch because I just got it just tight enough. 15, that was nothing. I don't know why I was worried. Now this has a little pin in the way. Got a little off center here. Just gotta make sure you go nice and slow. Voila, 0 out torque wrench. Now we have to take the crankcase bolts, which are all M6s according to this, and torque them down to 106 inch-pounds. Which means I'm going to be using this guy, my inch pounder. Just because. Or I could use the boom. Whichever. But it looks like we're going with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Nice. And then we have to get this clamp. This has to go on there. Now the other thing, it doesn't say how long these bolts are supposed to be. So I have to find 7 of the same length that comes out of this cleaning session here. Just drop that in there too, screw it. What we'll do is compare with Partzilla on the length of these bolts and see what we can get with. So make sure we have the right bolts. Oh look, there they are. 92151A, 925, 6 by 45. So it's a 6 millimeter bolt by 45 millimeters long. According to this, we are 6 millimeter bolt, so 45 millimeters long, which is less than about 1 3/4 ish. Well, here, since we're waiting, 45 divided by 25.4, 1.77, which is 1 3/4 is 1.75. So it's close. About a 30-second off. Whatever. Okay, I'm done with this. I'm done watching this. Thing countdown. Good enough. I'm gonna ask these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Uh-oh. Is there an 8th one? How many does this thing say I need? It says I need 6 by 45. I need 7 of them. Well, I have 8 of them for some reason. Which just means that one of these probably goes somewhere else on this, like on the top side. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Now let's verify the length of these. 1 point. Oh, whoops! The end is not the actual end. So there we go. Shaft length just over 1 3/4. Beautiful. These all go on the back side here. One. The dirty ones towards the middle. And I got to double check that these don't need Loctite or anything. They shouldn't, but we're gonna double check. You'd think it would say it right there, but does it? No. Aha, there you go. S. Follow torque sequence. Torque sequence, that's all I see. Follow torque sequence, which we already am doing. So, these hand tight. We're gonna torque them down 109. It doesn't say any sequence to go in with these. I think these are a little less, and actually we're gonna have to probably spin this block around for me. Actually see what I'm doing. Oh shit, the cam chain. I forgot about the chain. Do not crush the chain. Okay, this will be good enough for today. Huh. M8s, M7s, and M6s are to flip the engine over and go with 4 of those, which are these guys. It's got to be these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. M6s and M7s, but these. C, 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 M6, which is these guys. These are M6s. So I've got an M6, an M6, and a possible M6. I might be missing an M6. Interesting. And I've got what I would assume is an M7. How many of these would we need? Maybe CA, 7. Okay, so we gotta find some bolts here. We're definitely missing a couple bolts. I'm pretty sure these are the A's. Should go here, here. These look like they'd fit. I know I'm doing this upside down just to check, but there's the there it feels like it's screwing in. Okay, so that I'm gonna assume it goes there, along with those other ones. Yeah, it's caught already. Okay, so that's got to go there. Now we're gonna have to find some M7s and M6s to make sure we're good. So let's flip this engine over. Let's make sure that all this is out. Oh, there's another bolt. Maybe that's one of the M7s. Let's just make sure there's nothing else. Oh, hey, an M7. 6. That's a 6. I gotta empty this water. Clean that out. Let's do. Okay, so we've got. Call those the 8s. No. Yeah, 8s. I've got 3. One different size. And 6. And I'm supposed to have 1, 2, 3. 2 in the back, 1 in the front. And now I'm just missing some M7s. Okay, so we'll find those. I don't think these are those. I don't think any of this is that. I think these are miscellaneous ones that go to other parts of the bike. But we're going to find out. Okay, so flip. This thing's getting heavier and heavier, so flipping it's getting more and more fun every time I do it. It's not too heavy, but it's just heavy enough to be annoying as heck. And now the cam chain is exposed. One, 2, 3, and 4. Beautiful. Those will fit perfectly in there. Now let's see what we've got here. We've got these, which are 2 sizes. I'm going to guess here, here. Yeah, look how much that one sticks out. Okay. We're going to double check to make sure these are right. Let's go back to beautiful. Nope. We're looking for 12513B. Oh, 3 of them at 40 millimeter. Okay, now which 40 millimeters is gonna be inch and less than that. So that's that. That's that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shoot. Thinking that the underside there, those A's, which are 44, which are 45. Some of those were the B's. Shoot. So I'm going to pull all those out on the other side and retorque them. This is definitely the size I need, so we'll leave that out. Those are not the size I need. Oh, okay, YouTube. I got to order a bolt. We went from righty-tighty to righty-loosey, and I stopped at the exact moment before we had a catastrophic problem because I was able to back it out, and I just snapped it in half. It was held on by a thread. Whew, almost had a heart attack. So I'm going to have to order a bolt. Not a problem. We have the diagram up over here, and I need a 2922A, which is this one. And I hate that I have to order one bolt, but it is what it is. Got to get it right, so we're going to order one bolt, and then we're going to have to come back to this project. Luckily, the whole head's pretty torqued down. I double-checked all these torques with a separate torque wrench to make sure we're good, and I'm going to do it. Caught it. There we go. Spider-Man powers. And I went like this with my beam, and it went to 109, and just starts to spin just a touch. Same with this one. So I know my torque wrench is giving me the right inch pounds over there. Oh, so I thought I was over torquing something, but nope. Been a weak bolt. I know these are all used bolts, and actually, speaking of that, since these came together and I had to take them apart, there actually might be a whole set of bolts over here somewhere that I've forgotten about. Like right here. Like right here. Oh man, how lucky are we just about to get? Look at that. Now, could the same thing happen? You're damn right it could. But there we go. Now, these are from the engine that we are technically from the case we're putting together. Let's give it a measurement. Oh man, this is gonna make my day. Booyah. Let's just make sure we can thread that in there. Man, guys, I thought we were SOL, but luckily we have some backups. Now let's grab my contraption here of awesomeness. Thought we were dead in the water. Okay. Wow, I stopped like a millisecond before that thing snapped right off and caused us even more problems of drilling and tapping and extracting. Like, I was so close to having to take this engine casing apart and extract that bolt out of the upper half. That would have been the end of the video. That would have been it. I would have been like, nope, we're done. As soon as it popped. Yo, YouTube, the GoPro just died. I got the bolt back in, or new one in, and retorqued. There's the old one. Whew, it's going, thank gosh. Yeah, so all of those bolts are torqued. I have to flip the engine to the other side. But I'm going to call it a night for tonight. It's pretty darn warm out here. Pretty darn humid out here. And I'm beat. So until next time, peace. Torque your bolts, don't over torque them, right? Okay, we'll be back to it soon.